A Chinese woman shared a shocking experience at Sydney Airport in Australia. She had booked her flight from Australia to New Zealand through the Tongcheng Travel platform. But when she tried to check in, the airport staff dropped a bombshell. Her ticket had been cancelled because the credit card used to purchase it was flagged for fraud and frozen. However, she clarified that she had used WeChat Pay to purchase the ticket on Tongcheng and had not used a credit card at all. The airport staff maintained that the ticket was linked to a suspected credit card fraud and that the police had already intervened. She made an overseas call to Tongcheng's customer service, but the issue could not be resolved, eventually forcing her to pay out of pocket to purchase a new ticket. The netizen expressed disbelief at what had happened, stating that such a large platform surely wouldn't be directly involved in criminal activity and that it might be just a mistake. The video immediately ignited a firestorm of discussion online. Many Chinese netizens commented that the truth behind the incident might be far more sinister than she imagined. Allegations surfaced suggesting that these platforms are not only involved in money laundering, but their so-called clients, the ones providing the dirty cash, are likely the notorious cyber scam compounds of Southeast Asia. A chilling conversation between netizens appearing to have inside knowledge of the scheme has since gone viral. One user broke down the process in a way that has left many reeling. You give them your legitimate money, they transfer it offshore, then they use money from untraceable, illicit sources to purchase your flight ticket. In this way, the black money is laundered and spent, while your original funds are converted into legal overseas income, available from them to use as they please. The breakdown is jarring. These so-called overseas ticket agencies are, in fact, the very first link in the cyber scam supply chain. Let's look at the map provided in these discussions. Suppose an international airline sets a ticket price at $143, but offers a discounted rate of $129 to these overseas agencies. The traveler ends up paying the platform $136. This leaves the platform with a $7 profit, while the remaining $129 is settled and funneled out of the country. But the money isn't the only thing crossing borders. Simultaneously, all of your personal data is exported. And if you happen to book a local airport transfer service through these same channels, the gates to the scam compounds are already swinging open for you. The core of the issue remains: who exactly is pulling the strings behind these so-called overseas agents? As of now, Tongcheng Travel has yet to issue a formal response. Curiously, in a timing that many find suspicious, Trip.com Group, one of the world's largest online travel service providers and China's industry leader, is simultaneously facing a formal investigation for alleged monopolistic practices. This connection is vital, as Trip.com remains the largest shareholder of Tongcheng. When it comes to Trip.com, the name is known to nearly everyone in mainland China who has experience with travel or hotel bookings. Brands under the Trip.com group accounts for a combined 71% of the Chinese market share, far exceeding Meituan's 14% and Fliggy's 8%. Public records show that Trip.com Group was established in 1999 with a business scope covering air tickets, hotels, train tickets, and outbound travel products. It was listed on the Nasdaq in 2003 and in Hong Kong in 2021. Its portfolio includes brands such as Trip.com, Qunar.com, Skyscanner, and it also serves as the largest controlling shareholder of Tongcheng Travel. The news of the investigation into Trip.com Group quickly sent shockwaves through the market. If monopolistic practices are confirmed, the operator will face a fine up to 10% of its turnover from the previous year. Trip.com's Hong Kong stock showed significant fluctuations on January 14th. Following the afternoon news of the investigation, the stock price plummeted, eventually closing down 6.49%. Overnight in the US market, Trip.com's share price also plunged by over 17%. On January 15th, the group's stock price took another heavy hit, dropping more than 18%. Since the beginning of 2025, Trip.com has been summoned multiple times by regulatory authorities in Guizhou, Zhengzhou, Yunnan, and other regions regarding operational violations. These issues primarily centered on unfair competition and the use of technical means to interfere with merchant pricing. In August 2025, the Guizhou Provincial Market Regulatory Bureau stated that Trip.com had engaged in practices such as forced exclusivity, technical intervention in pricing, and price fraud, demanding immediate rectification. In September, The Zhenzhou Municipal Market Regulatory Bureau determined that Trip.com had used its price adjustment assistant feature to modify hotel room rates without authorization. This action deprived merchants of their independent pricing rights and violated relevant regulations. Consequently, the Bureau ordered the company to complete rectification within a specified time frame. In December, the Yunnan Provincial Tourism and Home State Industrial Association filed an anti-monopoly investigation against Ctrip, accusing it of abusing its market dominance to implement unfair terms and conditions. Most shockingly, reports emerged on September 1, 2025, that Trip.com had begun collaborating with the Cambodia Tourism Board to promote tourism in the country. On December 1st, Kim Minea, CEO of the Cambodia Tourism Board, and Chen Guanqi, Vice President of Trip.com Group, signed a formal cooperation agreement in Shanghai. The two parties have officially established a partnership in the tourism sector to transform Cambodia into a popular travel destination, featuring projects such as exclusive hotel packages and joint attraction tickets. The following day, the Cambodian government released an official document announcing a pilot visa-free policy for Chinese citizens, which will be in effect from June 15 to October 15 of next year. Analysts state that Cambodia's objective is clear. They hope to use Trip.com as a platform to drive traffic and attract more Chinese visitors to the country. As China's most influential online travel service provider, Trip.com boasts over 100 million monthly active users. However, in recent years, safety in Cambodia has become a major concern. For many Chinese people, the mere mention of Cambodia brings a sense of dread. This is because the country is home to numerous cyber scam compounds that specifically target Chinese nationals. It can be said that these compounds have torn many Chinese families apart and remain a recurring nightmare for many. In December 2025, cyber scam compounds in Cambodia were bombed by the Thai military, while the scam tycoon Vincent Chen Tze was placed on a U.S. wanted list, leading to a massive leak of terrifying inside information from Cambodia. Against this backdrop, Trip.com's decision to encourage citizens to visit Cambodia has raised serious questions about the company's motives. Furthermore, the scandals surrounding its subsidiary Tongcheng Travel, including credit card fraud, money laundering, and personal data leaks, have reinforced suspicions of a clandestine and close connection between the domestic travel platforms like Trip.com and these cyber scam compounds. Following the announcement of the partnership, Trip.com was once again pushed to the forefront of public controversy. Many Trip.com users have stated that they have already uninstalled the app and deleted their accounts. Zhao Wu, a netizen from Guangxi, told reporters that he had just uninstalled the Trip.com booking app he has used for many years. He said, "I don't usually follow trends in the travel industry, but after seeing Trip.com announce its partnership with the Cambodian tourism department and the rapid spread of related discussions online, I felt very uneasy. In the past, I used Trip.com for almost all my business trips and ticket bookings. After all these years, I finally deleted it." He also mentioned that several friends around him have been uninstalling the app one after the other. Many of them haven't spoken out publicly, but are privately sharing screenshots of them uninstalling the app. Screenshots circulating online show that for a period following the announcement of the partnership between Trip.com and the Cambodian Tourism Department, there was an upward trend in the uninstallation rate among young users. However, discussions and related topics on certain social media platforms have faced restrictions, with search results becoming difficult to find or posts being hidden from public view. This indicates a high level of sensitivity from authorities regarding the investigation into Trip.com. An industry insider revealed, speaking of which large Chinese internet company has the highest profit margin, many might assume it's Didi, considering it's an asset-light company that takes a cut from every order. However, the one with the highest profit margin among China's internet giants is actually Trip.com. The anti-monopoly investigation is merely a smokescreen. The real reason behind the probe is the massive profits Trip.com has reaped in recent years. Trip.com's latest financial report shows that in the first 3 quarters of 2025, the company recorded a revenue of $6.75 billion with a net profit of $4.16 billion, representing a profit margin even higher than that of Apple. Looking at a single quarter, Trip.com's net profit growth in Q3 2025 reached a staggering 192%, with net profit for that quarter alone hitting $2.86 billion. It's no wonder some critics joke that the combined profits of all hotels across the country do not match what Trip.com earns. This isn't an exaggeration. Statistics show that the total net profit for China's entire hotel industry in the third quarter was $2.7 billion, lower than that of Trip.com. Some netizens even remarked sarcastically, even drug dealers would weep at Trip.com's profit margins. So how did Trip.com achieve such extraordinary performance? Analysts suggest that while official reports of the company's involvement in monopolies, tide selling, and other forms of unfair competition are part of the reason, these explanations alone are insufficient to account for Trip.com's massive profits. There are hidden profits and dark secrets that have yet to be disclosed, and this is precisely where the close cooperation between Trip.com and Cambodia's cyber scam compounds come into play. At the end of last year, media outlets exposed that the Chinese-funded Prince Group had established the Cambodia Life Science Institute within a cyber scam compound in Cambodia. The facility allegedly extracts spinal cord fluid from infants to manufacture rejuvenation drugs, which are then sold to billionaires at exorbitant prices. Before being exposed, the Cambodia Life Science Institute maintained a high profile. It operated marketing accounts across multiple social media platforms in mainland China to recruit clients, frequently releasing videos to flaunt its technical expertise and authoritative partner institutions. It also boasted about the advantages of local stem cell preparation. Netizens lashed out, condemning that the so-called advantages simply meant that trafficked victims within the cyber scam compounds could be harvested at any time. Following the exposure of the incident, a more extensive list of collaborations between the Cambodia Life Science Institute and Chinese organizations began circulating on the internet in mainland China. The list includes several Chinese hospitals and features prominent entities such as the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the Hunan Provincial Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Yuanping Biotech, and Capital Bio Corporation. Some netizens claim that the Cambodian authorities, desperate after being hard hit by the Thai military, released the list to blackmail the Chinese Communist Party for military aid. However, multiple versions of these lists have surfaced with varying lengths. It is suspected that they were compiled by different internet users based on publicly available data. The Wuhan Institute of Virology is one of the institutions accused of creating COVID-19, the virus that emerged in 2019. The stated area of cooperation between this institute and the Cambodia Life Science Institute is listed as laboratory animals and biotechnology collaboration. Online users have raised strong concerns about the true meaning of this laboratory animal partnership. They ask whether the Wuhan Institute of Virology is supplying the animals or whether the Cambodia Life Science Institute is supplying live human subjects for virus experiments. After news of the investigation into Trip.com broke, netizens unearthed a strange internal policy promoted by the company 2 years ago. This policy is suspected of having a close connection with the Cambodia Life Science Institute. On June 30th, 2023, Trip.com Group announced that starting July 1st, any employee who has been with the company for at least 3 years will receive an annual cash subsidy of 10,000 RMB for every new child born. These payments continue until the child reaches the age of 5. According to preliminary estimates, Trip.com plans to invest 1 billion RMB into this fertility subsidy program. James Liang, chairman of Trip.com Group, stated that he has long advocated for providing financial support to families with children, especially those with multiple children, to reduce the cost of child rearing. The news immediately sparked heated discussions among netizens. Huang Xiaowen, a prominent Weibo influencer and co-founder of CTech, posted a question on his blog. Trip.com announced a 1 billion yuan investment to provide fertility subsidies for employees with over 3 years of tenure. They'll give 10,000 yuan in the first year and 10,000 yuan annually for the following 4 years, totaling 50,000 yuan. If your company gave out money like this, would you have a child? One netizen replied, "They'll find ways to claw that subsidy back from every possible angle. Even when the children grow up, they'll still be exploited. Better just forget it." Records show that James Liang has strongly supported the Chinese government's sudden shift in population policy. He has written several books to promote having children. One of them, a science fiction novel called After Immortality, now feels especially disturbing given recent events. Some netizens point out that back then, the CCP's notorious immortality project had not yet been exposed, and the Cambodia Life Science Institute was not even on the public's radar. People assumed James Liang was merely trying to flatter the authorities by launching pro-natalist policies to align with the CCP's efforts to address the sharp population decline. Looking back at those reports less than 2 years later, the true intentions behind Trip.com's actions have finally come to light. One netizen left a comment, "Trip.com, stop committing such sins. Children should be born into free, democratic, and prosperous societies with a healthy environment to grow up in. Children are innocent. What kind of living conditions await them if they are born into CCP-controlled China or North Korea? Do you want them to grow up only to become cannon fodder for a dictator?" Observers point out that Trip.com may be facing major troubles this time. A staggering dark secret has been unmasked following the crackdown on Cambodia cyberscam compounds. Vincent Chen Zi, the head of the Prince Group, fled back to China after being placed on a U.S. wanted list. This series of events have completely disrupted the cooperation plans between Trip.com and the Cambodian authorities. Vincent Chen Zi was escorted back to China and is highly likely to become a sacrificial lamb in the fierce internal power struggles of the CCP authorities. Trip.com, which has close ties with Chen, found itself at the center of a public outcry after encouraging mainland Chinese citizens to travel to notorious cyberscam hubs, a move deemed extremely ill-timed following the signing of their so-called cooperation agreement with Cambodia. Even 2 days before the authorities officially announced their investigation, signs had already emerged that Trip.com was headed for trouble. On January 12th, a major blunder occurred at Trip.com. Multiple employees posted on mainland Chinese social media platforms that all employees had received resignation letters, and Trip.com accidentally sent out mass resignation notices, causing the topic to skyrocket to the top of Weibo's hot search list. Some employees reported receiving text messages and finding out that the entire department's organizational structure had vanished from their internal systems. Screenshots circulating online show that the text message began with, "Hello XX, thank you for the journey we've shared." It informed employees that they could continue logging into their internal communication app using their mobile numbers to access further services for departing staff. The incident quickly triggered a firestorm of discussion. One netizen joked, "I can't even imagine the look on the chairman's face when he received that text," while others remarked, "To have this happen at the end of the year, the employees must have been scared sick." According to mainland Chinese media reports, internal chat groups at Trip.com erupted immediately after the text messages were sent. Screenshots of the messages spread like wildfire across social media platforms such as Xiaohongshu and Weibo, triggering widespread anxiety among employees and fueling intense speculation from the public. That evening, Trip.com responded to the media, claiming that the mass resignation letter was a result of an internal operational error. They stated that the HR staff member in a second-tier department had made a mistake, and the message was only intended for that specific department. The company added that the employee involved felt extremely remorseful. As a result, the team had approved a period of paid leave and provided stress relief gifts for the individual who would return to work once their emotions had stabilized. However, a large number of netizens remain unconvinced by Trip.com's explanation. Many believe the company is likely doomed, as its reputation has been totally destroyed for encouraging citizens to travel to dangerous cyberscam hubs. Facing a tidal wave of public outrage over the scam compounds, the authorities need a scapegoat, and Trip.com, which has raked in massive profits in recent years, appears to be the prime candidate for the chopping block. Ultimately, a large number of cyberscam compounds are reportedly relocating back into mainland China. This means mainland citizens may soon find themselves trapped in these industrial parks without ever leaving the country. Under such circumstances, the strategic value of Trip.com, once a gateway for funneling people abroad, has essentially vanished.